So Derek, another international break. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been good. I think that to have a squad of 22 players and five of our players have been recognised by five different international teams is a terrific achievement for the football club. And they've all gone away and been with the national team again. Some of them played, some of them not, and I think that it's been a great experience for them. We've been back here, we've been training with the rest of the group, and we've had a good couple of weeks.
I know Eli King was injured, but have the others returned safe and well?
They have, yes. Everyone is good on the return. They all trained this morning and are ready to go.
And what is the latest on Eli King?
We don't have anything as yet. We're waiting to hear from Cardiff. I'm hopeful that'll be either this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
It sounds quite ominous, doesn't it, that he had to go back to Cardiff? Is it fair to say it's a serious injury?
It's not an injury as such. He is away there. He has to get some testing done at Cardiff.
So moving on to the football, after endlessly talking about poor away form, it's 2 wins away from home. Is there a mood of confidence going to Sutton?
Yeah, I think that we've been on a very good run, and we are on a great run to play the teams that we've played against, home and away, to get the number of points we have, to score the goals, to see JJ get a hat-trick from midfield is really important, and it just adds to the playing squad. We've got some really talented players that can score goals from all over the pitch, and JJ was the one in our last game against Colchester that stole the headlines.
Yeah, I was going to ask about JJ because it was a hat-trick. Obviously, his goals an added dimension to an already impressive start to the season.
Yeah, he has been given that freedom to go and get in the box, and as the Morecambe supporters all know, that I like a midfield player that can score goals, and he's certainly one that can go in the end of things, and he has found a position that suits him, and the players are finding him with the passes.
You've done well against Forest Green and Colchester away from home. Is there any risk, though, of overconfidence going to bottom of the table, Sutton?
Yeah, we're always confident going into any of the games because we feel that we've got a very good side. We've played against a lot of the top teams already this season, competed well against them, and we've got a points total of 18 points. We've still got 2 games in hand in the majority of the teams in the league as well.
Yeah, I was going to mention the games in hand. A lot of supporters will look at that league table and think, win those 2 games in hand and you're right in the playoffs, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We know that, and we know that we've put ourselves in a very good position. The teams that were above us didn't really get a gain on us over the weekend, and we're still in an excellent position.
You're going to have to shuffle the pack again because of Connolly's red card at Colchester. You didn't appeal that red card, did you?
We didn't, no. It was a red card. We saw the footage and we didn't appeal it. But we've got good competition for places all over the pitch, and I think, as I said at the start of the season, that's important. If one player drops out, then there's someone ready to step in that is very similar in nature.
Did the Barrow game in the EFL Trophy show that depth?
Yeah, we've got 22 players, but of the 22 players, any of them can start, and I think that that's important throughout the season. We had that when we went from League 2 to League 1 the last time, and just having that competition for places keeps everyone on their toes.
We've talked about Eli King being missing and the others from international duty returning okay. Is the injury situation that, or is there any more to talk about?
Just Jake Taylor. He's the only one that, other than that, is out.
This week, the PFA's released a survey with concerns about the effects in terms of injuries of the additional minutes this season. What are your thoughts on that? Because there's been a lot of games with a lot of extra minutes for Morecambe this season so far.
Yeah, I think that the campaign was from, I believe, from the supporters to have more game time than it was through to the referees providing it. I think there should be a different way of doing it. I think that there should be a stop clock, as there is in rugby, that it's stopped and we all see that it shouldn't be up to the fourth official to have the stop clock and nobody knows what the stoppage is. If every football club has a stopwatch in the corner, we see it on the big screen, the game stops, the referee stops it, then we all accept that the game is 90 minutes long, and there's no additional time to that. It just gets played to 90 minutes.
And also, I guess it does mean that potentially in terms of injuries, that if players stop, they have a bit of a breather while there's a break, and then reach 90 rather than 100 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, at this moment in time, a player has to go off. If he's injured by an opponent, which is deliberate, then he has to go off the pitch for 30 seconds. Well, that can't be right. For an opponent to injure someone else on our team, and then our player has to go off for 30 seconds, but the person that's made the foul gets a yellow card and stays on the pitch. Something has to be looked at in that way, because my understanding is that that is not fair play for anyone.
Another thing that the survey talked about was recovery time, Saturday games to midweek games. Obviously, you've just had the international break, but a consequence is more midweek games. Do you think that's an issue as well, if you're playing 95, 100 minutes on a Saturday rather than 92?
Well, we're not really playing that time because the game's stopped for injury. So when people say that the injury times, we're playing extra minutes, we're not playing extra minutes. Still, the game's 90 minutes long, I believe, because that's the ball in play. We know that games get played and the ball in play might be 50 to 60 minutes, but the game hasn't changed in that way. The players have just stopped. There's been an injury, there's been a bit of time wasting, and that's added to the minutes. The game isn't played any further than that. It's just the added minutes because we missed out on the last 10.
So it may say 100 minutes, but it's still 90 is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, that's what injury time's for, is if someone's injured or wasting time, then the game must be stopped at that moment in time, I believe.
Going back to the league table, it was pointed out this week that actually compared to the promotion season when you were here, that you're in a better position than you were in that season. Do you really see that as the potential of this squad, this team?
Well, you never know. I think that in any given season, we put a very good squad together. We'll have to add to that in January to make us even more competitive. But what we've got is a group of players that have shown that they can score goals, they can compete against the best teams in the league so far.
And another strange consequence of the international breaks is all the postponed games, which means you have these games in hand, but also you're missing out on Saturday afternoon home games. I think someone's pointed out that there's only one home game between the end of September, and if there's another cancellation for the Crew game in November, there'll be one home game in sort of 10 weeks. Does that matter at all if they get rearranged for a Tuesday night? Do you miss being at home on a Saturday?
Yeah, we obviously miss it, but what we've got is we've got international recognition for our players. The club gain financially for our players going on international duty, playing in qualifying games. We gain because our parent clubs look at us and think this is a great avenue for one of our promising players to go in and get some game time. They do well, then they get international recognition. It adds value to their players. So all these things, yes, we understand we don't get Saturday games, but it's two-sided in itself, and the pitch will be looking like Wembley for many months to come, really, because there's no games on it.
Get money for your old